let's talk about a few former 90 Day Fiancé cast members, Brandan and Mary. So the last time we talked about these two, they had started several different fundraisers, and now, guess what they're back to doing again? Another fundraiser, to nobody's surprise. So Mary and Brandan, on June 7th, they went to the hospital so Mary could give birth to the couple's second child, Summer, and unfortunately, once their daughter came out, she's having a lot of breathing problems. They had to hook her up to some tubes to make sure she wasn't bloating in her stomach, and Mary was talking about as soon as the baby came out, she wasn't able to hold the baby for very long because the baby started turning purple, and she hasn't been able to hold the baby since, and that's been very hard for her. They've been showing videos where they can walk up to this bed and kind of look at her, but she's still hooked up to all these tubes, and they're in the hospital at this time. And Mary revealed that she had a C-section, and she's been having a hard time getting up even 24 hours after her C-section because she's just been so sore. Well, after it came out that the baby was born and the baby was having all these breathing issues, Mary and Brandan decided to start this fundraiser. So they went and posted on their Facebook that they're currently in the process of raising money because they didn't know that they're going to be having to stay at the hospital for as long as they are. They said, "Hello everyone. We came prepared for a hospital stay and had money saved, but we did not expect our baby girl Summer to need extra care in the NICU due to breathing difficulties. What we thought would be a short hospital stay has turned into something much longer and more expensive than we anticipated. Today, our first day in the hospital with Summer, we were given a partial bill because we have already reached the maximum coverage. Our current balance is $33,000 for Mary and $35,000 for Summer, which is about $60,000, which is about $1,000 in USD. As parents, all we want is for Summer is to get the care she needs and to bring our baby home healthy, and we are humbly asking for any help, prayers, or support you can give to help us continue Mary's recovery and Summer's medications and treatment in the NICU. Every share, prayer, and contribution means more to us than words can express. Thank you for standing with our family during one of the hardest moments of our lives. Please keep baby Summer in our prayers. If you're willing to donate, please donate here." And last time I checked the fundraiser, they had already raised 98% of their fundraising goals so far. So it seems like they got 98% of the $1,000, and that was yesterday, so they probably done hit the goal by now. Here's my thing. There's multiple things I need to point out. First of all, I've heard from several people who are from the Philippines who say that in the Philippines, it's kind of similar to the United States, where if you're low income or don't make enough money, they have a thing where they provide free health care, kind of like how the United States has Medicaid. They have something similar to that in the Philippines. So a lot of people are pointing out, okay, if they qualify, they likely don't even have to pay a dime anyways. But if they don't qualify, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of have trust issues when it comes to this couple. I know we all get to a point sometimes in our life, not everybody, where you may need a hand up, and I'm not trying to take away from that, but with this couple, I definitely have trust issues, because with their last fundraiser, they came out raising money. It came out that Mary was trying to raise money claiming she had cancer, and then it came out she didn't even have cancer, and I can't even remember what their second fundraiser was for after that. It was for something. But what pissed me off and what a lot of other people were upset about is after their second fundraiser, and both their fundraisers seemed to do very well, where a lot of people showed up and supported. After their second fundraiser, after they started, literally the next week after that, Mary and Brandan were making videos showing off their new camera that they had just bought, which cost over $1,000. And then they were showing off this new iPhone they bought. Like, they bought the newest iPhone that was out. And here you are buying a new iPhone, a new camera over $1,000, spending thousands of dollars when you just had a fundraiser raising thousands of dollars. It's giving, okay, you wanted to buy these things, but you didn't want to use your own money, so you wanted to have a fundraiser to get other people's money. I'm not saying that's what they did with the fundraiser funds, but it's like, damn, if you can afford a new iPhone or a new digital camera, then why do you gotta ask other people for money? And then when they were asking for donations on their Amazon registry, and people were sending them like all this kitchen stuff, all their baby stuff with their first child. Then it came out that they had this store that they were starting in the Philippines, and they were getting multiples of the same thing. So once somebody would buy them like a set of pans, and instead of taking the pans off their wish list, they would keep them on there. So they were doing unboxings, and some people were noticing that they're getting like 3 sets of the same pans, or they'd get something like an expensive item and they would get multiple of them, and instead of sending the item back or taking it off their list, they would continue to get more. And then people were starting to put 2 and 2 together, and people were like, okay, it's kind of looking like they're taking like one of them for themselves, and then the extra ones they're getting, they're turning around and likely selling it in their store. We don't know 100% for sure if that's what they're doing, but that's what a lot of people were assuming, since they're getting multiples, because why else do you need multiples if you're not going to return them? After they had a lot of success with their fundraiser, Mary and Brandan shared a few thank yous to everybody. They said thank you for the love, support, and donations. And they said, look, there's people who judge or spread negativity, but there are twice as many people who love us, support us, and understand our situation, and we're truly grateful for that. Thank you for every prayer, message, donation, and word of encouragement. It means more to us than you know. And they said that they want people to continue to keep their daughter Summer in their prayers, and they believe that she'll be coming home soon. And then they share that Summer has been dealing with some like really dry, peeling skin that Brandan, I guess, was peeling off of her. And then they shared an update that Summer's breathing was slowly starting to get better. She's still hospitalized at the time, and she's still hooked up to tubes, but they said she's doing better. They did show a video where you could tell she was struggling to breathe because her chest was not rising up and down as much as a typical baby's or person's her age, so you could definitely tell she was struggling. But they said that Summer is getting better, and hopefully they should be going home here soon. Then they shared a side-by-side of Midnight, their first child, along with Summer, and you can see all the similarities between the two of them. They look so much alike. And Mary finally was able to get up about 24 hours after her C-section. A lot of people were telling her in the comments, like, girl, you got to get up and moving or you're going to start getting blood clots, because a lot of people in American hospitals say, you know, as soon as you have the baby, they're trying to get you up that same day to get moving so you don't get blood clots. But it seemed like they were just letting Mary sit comfortably in the bed for a day, and it seemed like she probably would have stayed there even longer if people weren't starting to get onto her and let her know how dangerous that could be. So she finally got up, got to move in. Now they're the parents of 2 little girls. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.